In an internal memo, Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos addressed this controversy, saying in part, "We don't allow titles at Netflix that are designed to incite hate or violence, and we don't believe the closer crosses that line."
In an internal memo, Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos addressed this controversy, saying in part, "We don't allow titles at Netflix that are designed to incite hate or violence, and we don't believe the closer crosses that line." Yeah.
In an internal memo,
yeah, that's a tough one. In an internal memo, memo. In an internal memo, oh yeah, that's a tough one. Remember, AN, this sounds like N, like engine, right? Engine. And we got linking. In an internal memo, in an internal memo. I know, it's really tough. In an internal memo, what?
In an internal memo, Netflix co-CEO Ted
Ted Sarandos.
Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos addressed this controversy, saying,
addressed this, and these are always difficult to catch, but it's done. Okay, it's past tense. So addressed this. And like I say, we got a stop sound here, but then we got the TH. We can put these sounds together, and it's even more difficult to hear. Address this. Address this. And I've told you before, and I'm going to make that picture again. This is my special artwork. Hold on a second. So these are your upper teeth, right? And your lower teeth. So obviously, address, when I do the stop D, the tongue is going to come right here and stop. Okay, that's the stop D, stop T, right? So address T, I finish, but I'm going to stop. Address, okay? And obviously, when I do the TH, the tongue has to come between the teeth, right? Address, what was it? Address this, right? Address this. Address this. But what the Amerikansky does when we're speaking really fast is we actually use our tongue in one shot. And part of the tongue is touching here. That gives us the stop sound. And part of the tongue is between the teeth. And that gives us our TH. So address this. Address this. Address. So as soon as normally if I do a stop sound, I want to use the tip of my tongue to stop. Address. That's the tip of my tongue stopping. But here, I'm using this part of my tongue to stop. Address. And now my tongue is already in position for the TH. Address this. Address this. Address this. Address this. Okay? And that's the case that we have right here.
Address this controversy. Address this controversy. Address this controversy. Controversy. Saying in part. Again, we got this saying, but there's an ing there. Saying in part. And we've had this phrase before. Saying in part. We've had this phrase before. Saying in part. Address this controversy. Saying in part. Address this controversy. Saying in part.
We don't allow titles at Netflix that are, so we got this S here, that are flap T, that are designed to, once again, just like this, we got this T, TH. Here we got the DT, put them together, designed to incite hate or violence. Let's listen carefully.
Address this controversy, saying in part, we don't allow titles at Netflix that are designed to incite hate, Let me go back to Netflix. Titles at Netflix that are designed to incite hate. Titles at Netflix that are designed to incite hate. Titles at Netflix that are designed to incite hate or violence. Or violence. And we don't believe the closer. Or violence. And we don't believe the closer crosses that line.
Okay. So there are your words. I'm going to give you guys an audio challenge. It's right here. We've got this word, and this word. They look the same, like these two look the same, but they're not. So I put it in a sentence, and I'm not going to read it. I want you guys to read. This is an audio challenge, and I got 2 of them for this assignment. So this is sentence number 1. How do you pronounce this sentence? I want really clear. Don't go too slow, but I want very clear pronunciation. I want to hear exactly how these are different. Okay, I want to hear exactly how they are different. And again, I will give you the answers tomorrow. Now, let's do it 2 times. You ready? What are you saying? In an internal memo. Now, this is like an internal email, internal memo. This is a memo, a letter that was written only for Netflix people, not outside. Netflix co-CEO, there are 2 CEOs, Ted Sarandos or whatever, addressed this controversy, talked about this problem, talked about these jokes. Oh, saying in part. And I you know what? Let me do a Google search. Let me do a box search. Yeah, in part. Obviously, DDM 760, DDM 679. We had in part. Looks like, yep, DDM 658. DDM 679, 658. DDM 326 saying in part. So that's 4 times. At least 4 times. Looks like about 4 times that we've had this expression. Oh, and in perf, no, not that's a different one. So we had it 4 times, and saying in part twice, specifically saying in part. So we've had it before, but what it means is the memo was this long, right? It was this big, but they're only taking this part, this section. That's all it means. So saying in part, we don't allow titles at Netflix that are designed to incite hate or violence, and we don't believe the closer crosses that line. So there's a lot more to the memo, but they only took that part, just that small section. So we don't allow titles. So titles are just names of shows. Seinfeld is a title. Friends is a title. Breaking Bad is a title, right? So we don't allow titles at Netflix that are designed to incite hate or violence. So if there's a title, if there's a TV program or a movie, and the purpose, the design, the purpose of the TV show or the movie is to actually make people angry, to incite violence, to incite anger, we don't allow that. We don't accept those shows. And we don't believe the closer, that's a title, crosses that line. Now, yes, he says things about transgenders. He says things about white people, black people, smart people, dumb people, city people, country people, everybody. He talks about everybody, and that's okay. We think it's okay. I understand, maybe the transgender people are really angry, but we have standards, and we think it was okay. We think it was okay. That's what he's saying. By the way, what is the closer? The closer. If we talk about the closer, it's somebody who finishes something. The closer. So a business closer. So let's say I'm a big corporation and I'm Facebook and I don't like Twitter, right? Twitter's taking my money, taking my people. So I'm Facebook and I have so much money, I buy Twitter, right? And the reason I buy Twitter is I want to shut them down. I want to fire everybody and get rid of it. But I'm the CEO, so I have to be nice. Yes, we're really happy to have purchased Twitter, and we really hope to make the platform even better and more Facebook friendly. And then I send in Coach Miguel. Coach Miguel is my closer. Coach Miguel goes in and fires everybody. Mean. Get out of here. This garbage Twitter. He's the closer. So to be a closer is kind of a scary position sometimes. It's the guy or woman, I guess, who finishes the job. All right, the closer. That's the idea. So that's the title of his show. I don't know why it's the closer. I didn't see the special, but anyway, that's what it means. And I gave you a pronunciation challenge. Hajime, Alex, Serge. I'm sorry, guys. It wasn't that good. I appreciate the work, and I could hear that you tried, but you should listen to Victoria and Luciana. Yeah, Victoria, her pronunciation is always wonderful. Luciana did a great job, too. The ladies, and this is typical. Ladies typically have better pronunciation than men. And today, you guys proved it. Hajime, Alex, and Serge, meh. Victoria, Luciana, Now, the closer, this is the noun, so it's a Z, got closer. This is an adverb, so it's an S, to getting closure, and this is a ZH, okay? And you can hear, especially, and I know you guys tried, but I think the guys kind of got the S and Z kind of mixed up here. But the closures were pretty good. So I'll say it slowly. The closer got closer to getting closure. Okay, so the Z and the ZH, these are vibrated. Okay, the S and the Z are the exact same position. Close. The only difference is we're vibrating. So the tongue position is the same. S and Z, tongue position is the same. The Z is vibrated. The SH and the ZH, same position. Shh, zzz. We're just changing vibration, okay? So when it's vibrated, zzz. When it's not, shh, zzz. You can see I'm changing my position so I can bring the sound down here to get that vibration. The closer got closer to getting closure. Okay? It's a good sentence.
In an internal memo, Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos addressed this controversy, saying in part, "We don't allow titles at Netflix that are designed to incite hate or violence, and we don't believe the closer crosses that line." In an internal memo, Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos addressed this controversy, saying in part, "We don't allow titles at Netflix that are designed to incite hate or violence, and we don't believe the closer crosses that line."